If you feel broke even though you're working full-time, you're not bad with money. The math has changed, and most people haven't noticed yet. Here's why having a job isn't enough anymore. This isn't about laziness, budgeting apps, or buying too much coffee. That's a distraction. Millions of working Americans are falling behind for one simple reason. Costs now rise faster than wages. And this isn't a temporary trend, it's permanent. So let's break down what's actually happening to your wallet and how you can adapt before it gets any worse. It all comes down to one core rule, the fundamental principle of the new economy. If your income grows linearly, you get a small raise each year, but your costs grow exponentially, you will always lose. It doesn't matter how hard you work or how much you budget, you cannot out-earn a broken equation. So, where did it all break? Reason number one, housing broke the entire system. What really changed is that rent and home prices completely detached from what people actually earn. Think about it. It used to be a rule of thumb to spend about a quarter of your income on housing. Now, for millions, it's 35, 40, even 50% of their take-home pay. And this kills your financial stability. When half your money is gone the day you get paid, there is no margin for error. There's no room for savings. A single emergency, a surprise medical bill, a car repair, doesn't just set you back, it sends you straight into debt. So what's the fix? You have to optimize your housing first, before you even think about your lifestyle. This is the hard part. It might mean getting roommates when you'd rather live alone. It might mean relocating to a different city or state. It might mean downsizing to a space that feels too small. You have to treat housing like the massive financial lever that it is, because if your housing cost isn't controlled, absolutely nothing else matters. Reason number two, jobs no longer pay for a life. The old system, the one our parents grew up in, was simple. You get one good job, and that job provides a stable life. You could buy a house, raise a family, and retire. That reality is, for most people, gone. The new reality is that a job pays for your immediate expenses, not for your progress. It keeps the lights on, but it doesn't move you forward. Why? Because over the last few decades, the deal has changed. Benefits have been slashed, wages have stagnated while inflation has climbed, and job security has become a thing of the past. The actionable fix here is a mental one. You have to stop expecting your job to be the thing that builds your wealth. Instead, you need to see your job as a tool. Use it as a cash flow source to fund new skills, to start a side business, to build systems that can generate income for you outside of trading your time for a paycheck. A job is now a cash flow source, not a solution. If this explanation feels more honest than the usual just budget better advice you always hear, subscribe. This channel focuses on money reality, not on outdated rules that don't apply anymore. Now, for reason number three, fixed costs are silently strangling people. What hurts the most isn't the occasional splurge, it's the bills that come every single month no matter what. I'm talking about your rent, your car payment, your insurance premiums, your utilities, your phone bill. These fixed costs are so deadly because they rise automatically. Your insurance goes up every year. Your rent is almost guaranteed to increase. You can't out-earn these things fast enough because your salary just doesn't keep pace. You get a 3% raise, but your fixed costs jump by 10%. The math is working against you every single month. The only way to win is to attack these fixed costs aggressively. Call your insurance provider and negotiate. Switch cell phone plans. Find ways to lock in, reduce, or completely eliminate these automatic drains on your income. Because in this new economy, financial flexibility is far more powerful than a small income increase. High fixed costs are a guarantee of permanent stress. Reason number four is a modern one. Everything is subscription-based now, and this is a trap. It's the death by 1,000 cuts for your bank account. A little $10 charge here for streaming, $20 there for software, $15 for a delivery service. They're all small, they're easy to ignore, and we emotionally justify them. It's just the price of one lunch, we tell ourselves. But here's why it all adds up to a disaster. These subscriptions behave just like rent. They're a fixed cost that you pay every single month, and they never stop. So the actionable fix is simple, but you have to be ruthless. Set a calendar reminder to do a full audit of your monthly expenses every 3 months. Go through your bank statement line by line and cancel everything that isn't providing massive value. If you have the option, always choose to pay for something once rather than renting it forever, because subscriptions are just rent that you don't realize you're paying. This leads to reason number 5. Emergencies are becoming more frequent and far more expensive. The reality is, things just cost more to fix. Medical costs can spike into the thousands even with insurance. A simple car repair that used to cost a few $100s now costs over $1,000. And at the same time, insurance seems to cover less and less, leaving you with a bigger bill. This is why people fall behind. Remember that lack of margin we talked about with housing? This is where it comes back to bite you. With no financial cushion, one single hit, one unexpected event can create a debt that follows you for years, completely derailing your life. The fix is non-negotiable. You have to build a cash buffer before you even think about investing. Your emergency fund is more important than your 401k contribution. It's more important than investing in the stock market. It is everything. You don't need to be rich, you need margin. Reason number 6, inflation punishes savers and workers first. We all feel it at the grocery store and the gas pump, but what inflation is really doing is systematically eating your purchasing power. It forces you to make lifestyle cuts just to maintain your current standard of living. And here's the unfair part. It rewards people who own assets, stocks, real estate, because the value of those assets tends to rise with inflation. But it hurts workers the most. Why? Because costs for everything you buy adjust immediately, sometimes overnight. But your wages, they adjust slowly, maybe once a year if you're lucky. That gap is where you lose. That's your wealth being transferred away. So the actionable fix is to reduce what's called cash drag, having too much money sitting in a savings account losing value. You need to focus on increasing your income streams over time, and you absolutely must avoid lifestyle inflation, that temptation to spend more just because you started making a little more, because inflation is a tax on people without assets. So, what does all of this actually mean for a normal person trying to get by? It means the old playbook is useless. You can't just budget your way out of this problem alone. You can't save aggressively if your financial base is broken by high housing costs, and you absolutely cannot rely on a single paycheck to provide security anymore. You must shift your focus. You must lower your fixed costs ruthlessly. You must build a financial margin, that cash buffer that protects you from emergencies, and you must find ways to add repeatable income streams to your life. The rules of the game have changed, and ignoring that fact is an expensive mistake. So here are the 5 survival money rules for modern America. 1. Housing comes first. Control it or it will control you. 2. Fixed costs kill freedom. Cut them with no mercy. 3. A cash buffer beats any fancy optimization. Build your emergency fund. 4. Jobs are for funding systems, not for funding lifestyles. Use your paycheck to build something that pays you back. And 5. Simpler lives survive longer. The less you need, the more powerful you are. I want to end with this. You are not failing because you are irresponsible. You are struggling because the system now demands lower costs, higher flexibility, and multiple income streams just to stay stable. The game is fundamentally harder to play. But once you understand the math, once you see the new rules clearly, you can stop blaming yourself and you can start adapting.